Hey, welcome to another Mana Bluff video. I'm Ryan. I'm jumping into my very first release, because I just did a pre-release last week. Hope you guys checked that video out. And now I'm jumping into a different version of Sealed. This is the more traditional Sealed. As you'll see, 2 Dragon's Maze, 2 Gate Crash, and 2 Return to Ravnica boosters. Should be firing off any second now. I'm really excited. Oh, here we go. Having never played this format before. And I think my main strategy, aside from the normal strategy of Sealed, which is, let's look at some rarities here. Whoa, so 3 mythics, that's pretty lucky. That is pretty cool. I'm also going to be starting off by just looking at the gold colored cards, because that's where the key is in all of these. But first and foremost, wow. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, just a 4/4 flyer is great. Everything after that, we all know Niv Mizzet is amazing. Council Absolute is good. More about getting spells down quicker than anything else. I didn't run it last time in my sealed pool. Pontiff of Blight, ooh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's a 2/7 at 6, but extorting every single creature as extort. Dang, and Cyclonic Rift and Stolen Identity. So we are for sure going to be looking to play in the Dimir colors, hopefully having red as our next color after that. So let's just take a quick look down at our color scheming here, paying special attention to our Dimir and our blue, black, and our red. Drown in Filth, don't care much about. Hydroform, don't care much about. Scorpion, Battle for Mage, good. Species Order, a thing. Bioshift, probably don't care about. Showstopper, don't care about. Morgue Burst, I don't think it's going to be awesome, but it's there. Ground Assault, well, I like Ground Assault quite a bit. What do we got here? Armed and Dangerous. Not one of the premier ones. Profit and Loss, I think, is actually pretty good. Deputy of Acquittal, Search Warrant, Restore the Peace. Put Restore Warrant over there. Return each creature dealt damage. Probably not playable, but good notes are there. Don't want a 5-mana counterspell even here. Ooh, Trostani Summoner, happen to love. And it's in a very specific deck. Yeah, I wanted to focus on the gold color cards, but they're looking pretty weak. I mean, Wuljuk Hybrid is a fine 2-drop if that's the main colors here. And Trostani Summoner is very noteworthy. I'm going to put it here with all of our fixing, which we're going to be carrying 2 Dimir Cluestones. Man, we're definitely going to be going black, blue in some way, just to get some of those sweet rares we have going. But yeah, Wuljuk Halberdiers is good, but more on curve drop instead of overpowered. Same with our split cards; they're definitely good. Although I'm not too sure about Armed and Dangerous quite so much. I think the Double Strike could be good in little, but with Sorcery Speed. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But it's fun to play. This Guild Mage is great. Ground Assault's great. And of course, Niv Mizzet's great. But besides that, our Mythics, we have some pretty lackluster colors. Let's find where our removal's at, then, if that's the case. Noting, again, Dimir Cluestone, Golgari, Gruul, Dimir, Rakdos, Lesnia, is it? Alright, so that's pretty fun. Let's see. Just kind of getting rid of all the complete non-playables. We have an Angelic Edict in white. Stolen Identity, yeah. Maze Glider, yeah. Void Welder, yeah. Uncovered Clues, no. Serviceable 3, yeah. Psychonos, yeah. Incursion Specialist, I mean, just needing some guys to gum up the ground early tends to be fine, especially with these. But we may not need Incursion, Doorkeeper, and Mermaid Mechanism. We'll get there, though. Pontiff, yes, please. Sandic Locust, Catacomb Slug, might be playable nowadays, don't really know. Ooh, Grizzly Spectacle, that we like to see. Gatekeepers, we'll probably be playing those Gatekeepers, and the Jailbreaker, Midnight Recovered. That's probably gone. Lunch Party, yes please. Mind Rot, possibly in this format. Yeah, that's not happening. Devour Flesh, yes please. Battling Biker, not a huge fan of, personally. And then that's doing nothing. Please have more removal in red. Survey the Wreckage. not what I was looking for. Punish the enemy, yep. Batterhorn, that's the thing. Bloodfray Giant, yep. Shanktail, Massive Raid, Lobber Crew, right. Piker's not gonna cut it for what we're doing. Yeah, I think these are pretty strongly going to be our three colors here. Nothing amazing in white besides an Angelic Edict to move into, and the Trustani Summoner. But that's green and white, and also looking here at our pretty underwhelming white, green. I mean, Elmer, woohoo! Seek the Horizon. That helps fix, but if that's all we're playing green for, that's a bad way. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of debate here. Let's go ahead and get our blue, black, and red on. In a way, just because there's so many cards now, and it's just a tough format to kind of get going, I've just gotten into the habit. This is based on the last draft we did. This I'm going to keep as a side note. I put everything down and then start cutting around. I want to take a note of any super powerful cards that I think might be worth splashing into. If we're doing green, then I'll hang on onto that guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything else is going to go over here in the not so exciting pile. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So these are just powerful cards I'm kind of noting over here, and this is everything that are still okay in the colors that they're in, and this is just the unplayable pile. And then here I just want to spread out my fixing a little bit so that I can pay attention to what I actually have. Yep. Is it Selesnya? We're definitely playing these three Gilgates. Because they're going to be our colors that help us fix. Cool. So, let's start messing about. We need to cut 11 cards. That shouldn't be too hard, right? Alright, let's see where our removal is at. Mind Rot? Not too sure about you, bud. Not too sure. This is actually looking to be like a pretty sweet three-color deck. We have a lot of removal, and so many of our rares are here. And Stolen Identity with like our Metropolis Spites and some flyers here or there. This is going to be pretty good. So I'm pretty stoked. Now it's just about tweaking it down. And because of that, I don't think Loss is going to be more a sideboard card than anything else. And since our deck is so powerful, I don't see the need to really move into any of these colors. I'd rather just have a more consistent mana base here. So I'm not going to really be indulging getting into green at all, especially since even though we have a couple of green splashes, Tristani Summer is really what I want in green. Ground Assault's fine, but we do have enough removal that we don't need to get green going for it. Yeah, I think that's the pretty quick decision there. Just cut our losses, we'll note that they're there, and we have this nice fixing which will be filtering in once we start building the deck in detail. So, hello 6-drops. Wow. Let's start cutting some obvious picks here. I'm going to put this with our little bits here. Still good sideboardy cards. We don't need so many 6s, and I'm pretty sure because that Morgue Burst is not the card that we want. Yeah, and I don't think Deviant Glee is what we're doing either. We're going to look into be very control-y, very powerful with our cards. But I don't want to forget about it. We'll put this into our aggro pile right there. I think we definitely want our sprites and our Duskmantle Guildmage. I don't know if it's going to be quite a win con on its own. We're not looking to do the mill thing. And I don't think we need that many Gum of the Ground 2-drops. I mean, we have so many here. Whatever. I mean, here's a 1-3 with a little bit of upside, so that's why we don't need the Bane Alley Blackguard. We definitely want our flyers, though, pretty much exclusively for our Stolen Identity, which is going to be pretty grand here. We might not be playing Massive Raid. We shall see. I'll see if we have any cards that can start doing some milling. I don't think we have a lot. We have these 2/3s, which are really just going to be for sticking alive. Pontiff of Blight, I'm even wondering if we're going to... Yeah, I think that many creatures with Extort, if we are solidly black, we're probably going to want it. So what is our weakest 6-drop? Niv Mizzet's the hardest to be playing, but I think it's so powerful. We definitely want to have Niv Mizzet. I mean, come on. Just his ability. And we are going to be wanting to do a solid 3 split. We've got quite a bit of fixing for everything we need to do. Yeah, we should be able to do Niv Mizzet pretty handily. So then, as we look into our 6s, gosh, I would play all of these 6s. I just don't need that many, you know. Multi to have flying. That basically gives Duskmantle Guildmage flying, because our other gold cards already have flying. So really this is just a 3/5 flyer. And I definitely want to have the Pontiff over it. Would I rather have Flash, or an extra bit of Toughness, or Scavenge? For now, they're all just going to go hanging out here. Though I anticipate bringing in some more 6s, because again, being a more controlling deck, I'm going to want to be getting there. And I think I'm going to be playing both of these Clue Stones to be able to easily get into 6. It's not like 6 is that high. It's not 7 or 8. Catacomb Slug, that's probably our weakest creature. We don't need a 2/6. I'd rather just keep these down. I might even get rid of the Batterhorn. Just keep the Void Wielder. The Gatekeepers are going to be okay. They're just going to be solid 2/4s, which are fine in the format. And we are going to have 3 Guild Gates, so they'll occasionally get there. Ogre Jailbreaker should be pretty good. Fine for keeping us alive and getting in. And then Bloodfrag Giant is always awesome. So I actually like our power level of each and every card, and I am very fortunate to have the luxury now of caring about just where we start making some tweak cuts. Before I get into all of it, though, I'm going to bring these bad boys down, because I haven't decided which 6s I want. I want to start looking at my mana base, because that'll determine just how many Clue Stones I play. So, this is pretty sweet, because we have between one of each of our Guild Gates, and that means we already have 2 sources for each of our colors. So we're going to be pretty set. We might not even need the Clue Stones. Except we do have some pretty hard to cast spells. I mean, look up here at 6. Double black, double blue, double red is going to be pretty tricky. I'm considering getting rid of Wrassive Maid. I don't know what I just said. Massive Raid is the guy I was trying to talk about. Not exactly stellar, though I feel like in this format could be pretty decent, since there's going to be a lot of gumming up the ground anyway, and that kind of gets, with our Doorkeepers, our Incursion Specialists, a little bit of value once we get into these drops. We're more likely to be doing 3 or 4 damage. And the fact that I can go to the face is kind of cool. I'm definitely a fan of that. Is the Pontiff of Blight going to be doing... I mean, just a 2/7 for 6 I'm pretty okay with, because it gums up a lot, and then anything that gets cast, we just start getting massive extorts. I just don't think I have a deck that's really abusing it. Humana ho. I think it's just too hard not to play with, right? The thing is, if I get rid of... Oh, no, I'm playing Grizzly Spectacle anyway. Yeah, I want to be doubling it up. And then again, do I care about the Scavenge more, or just some solid, bigger guys? On the offensive, they're pretty much... point is, I just want to cut 2 of these 6-drops and only keep 3 in. Pretty sure that's the main thing I want to do. And I'll probably pare down some of these 2-drops we don't care a whole lot about either. So I'm just trying to decide which of these 3 I care more about. Maze Glider is a little bit easier to cast than Skyline Predator, so there's that argument, although hopefully I'm building my base to where, I want to be able at 6 to play a double islands, and the Flash is kind of cool to get someone. I think what we do is we start with Xanakev Locust and see if the 3/3 is enough. Because a lot of times that's all you need, and so I'd rather just have the potential scavenge upside for once it's dead to come back for us. So that's why I'm going to start here. If I'm playing against decks with a lot more flyers, then I'll be bringing in, I'll be training out the Locust for one of these guys, possibly even getting rid of the Punt of Blight if I learn that that's not really doing what I want it to be doing in my decks. So yeah, we'll keep him to start. We'll keep Batterhorn. It's our weakest card, but it's our one of our 2/5. So just for curve considerations, 4/3 is okay. And I think we're gonna be looking a little bit more just to be getting rid of some of our stoppers here. We'll keep Doorkeeper since we happen to have 2 other defenders. Maybe we will be doing some milling just to get a little more synergy in the deck. Because I'd rather have that 0/4 than an 0/5. I don't think an 0/5 is going to be doing a whole lot more than an 0/4. But we'll see. Again, something to keep remembering. And then, do I care about Incursion Specialist? Or Massive Raid? Now I think I want this extra removal spell here. And just having a 1/3 isn't exactly stellar. If I needed more 2-drops, then I'd be perfectly fine to help keep things going. But it's not like we're playing a fast format. He can come in if we are going fast. Now we have one more cut. We have 4 minutes. Got to go a little quick. Maybe I do just get rid of Batterhorn. I really like my 4-drops, naturally. They're all fairly powerful. Vishno Shinkter as a comeback trick or just as a nice 3/1. I don't want to go lower on 2s. Doorkeeper might be the next one cut if we just don't want any sort of gumming of the ground. Might be the way to start the deck, to be honest, but I think we're going to need at least this extra drop. Yeah, I think I convinced myself to get rid of Batterhorn. Cool. So now we will go ahead and start building the mana base and see if I need to bring in a Clue Stone and pull out another card here. So, piles by color. Let's add some lands and see what you suggest. Alrighty. So if we do 5, 5, 4, and again there's 2 sources of each color here, 2 black, 2 blues, 2 reds, that gets us 7, 7, 6. That I am not stoked for, which means it looks like a little bit of Clue Stone action is going to need to happen. Again, mainly the reason why I'm not excited for 7, 7, 6 is because we have in our higher drops we have double color spells even at 4 and then into our 6. So converted mana cost. Our blue and black are our 2 drops. And then red gets a little bit higher, so we do need less red. And I'm looking like this Massive Raid. I was already thinking about cutting it, but I think we gotta bring in our Clue Stone instead for it, just to get our real fixing on. And that'll allow us to have a couple more black and blue sources, and then make things a little bit smoother here with our mana. So let's go back to piles by color. So if I have 7, I have 8 and 8 for the black and the blue. Is that enough red is really the question. That's 6 red. I would like 1 extra red. Go up to 5 here. And then that then means, can I afford to get rid of one of these others? We do want blue early, so I don't want to go too skimpy on the blue. Because if I go down, this is only 6 blue sources on turn 2. And we have this extra Clue Stone 7 get us into our double here. And still 4, 5, 6, still only 7. And 2 of our big bombs are right here. That begs the question then, do I play the second Dimir Clue Stone? Boom. We have that, helps us smooth out, and then we can pull out maybe one of these 4s since we're going to be so jumped on 4s. Maybe get rid of the Gatekeepers. Because even though it's like a solid 2/4, our other guys are bigger. I mean, the Vishno Shinktar is first strike, so it's a little bit bigger. And we're only having 3 Guild Gates. It's not like we're playing a bunch of Guild Gates. Maybe I do just want Prophetic Prism. Mayhaps Prophetic Prism is better than this Dimir Clue Stone. Alright, we're cutting it down to the wire here. Yeah, I think I don't need to ramp too much. I'd rather have the Prophetic Prism over a second Demir Cluestone, and this was to help round out everything. I think that's going to be key. And we're going to keep this at 4 for our 6, a little bit less on blue, more black, and that gives us a lot more red to get where we need to go. Cool. I'm really excited for this deck. I think this will be really fun. Here we go. See you in round 1.